Hi there, this is Rishabh and I welcome you to this video. In one of the previous videos, we saw how to Dockerize a Django application. So we can think of this video as a kind of part 2 to that video because in this video we are not going to add any new functionality. Instead, what we are going to do is we are going to learn how we can secure these environment variables, like how we can securely handle these variables as they are sensitive to our application. So currently, if I talk about this project, then this is kind of a demo or an educational project. But when we talk about applications in production, then there may be other sensitive variables also. So for example, they could be the credentials to your AWS RDS, they could be credentials for your email API, for many other sensitive APIs. So it's important that we handle them securely. Now, the problem is that if I commit this code right now to my repository, then these usernames and these passwords, they will also be committed along with my other code. So that is something which I'm trying to avoid. Let's see how we can do that. So Docker Compose by default can read all the environment variables from a file called as .env. So let's just create a .env file over here, and in this file I can define my variable. So let's define port as 8000 and then db underscore name, which was Postgres, and then similarly db underscore user, which is again Postgres, and then db underscore pass, which is again Postgres. You can add your own values here. So for this demo, I'm using Postgres in all three of these. Okay, now in the Docker Compose YML file, what I have to do is I'll simply write db underscore name. So which means a dollar, then the curly braces, and inside of them the name of the environment variable. Then we will have db underscore user, and then similarly db underscore pass. Great. So similarly, let's do the same thing for port also, here as well as here. Cool. Great. So we have added all the required variables to run this application, and they are all defined here now. The thing is that this .env file, it will not be committed with the other files because this is added in my git ignore. So if I search .env, so it will not be committed because it's inside of the git ignore, and in this way this information will stay only on my local machine. And similarly, all the other team members who are working on this project, they will also be having that sensitive information only on their machines, and this will not be committed to any repository. Now let's try to run this application. So first I'll check whether it's not okay. Cool. So yeah, let's run it. Docker Compose up. Okay, great. So as we can see that it has started running on port 8000, which was expected as we had provided 8000 here. So yeah, that was the purpose. Like we have securely added all the environment variables to this .env file, and they are no more in our docker compose.yml file. But we also need to convey this to other team members in case we are working in teams. So for that, there are two options. Either we can provide a sample env file, or we can specify the same in this readme file. So let's just write about that. So create a code block, and inside of it, let's just copy all of these without the values. So we'll just remove the values and we will specify this. Provide values for all the following environment variables. Great, so now I can freely commit this code to my repository without having to expose any kind of sensitive variables. So great, yeah, that was the purpose for this video. I hope you learned something valuable out of it. Thank you so much for watching.